guys, welcome back to another video of Country Kids in the City. If you're new here, I'm Cash.
I'm Charlie.
And
I'm cutting the apple.
And today we will be making apple butter. So right now we have, as you can see, we have Charlie. He's taking the skin off an apple, and he just got finished with that one. So now we can take it off.
So why we are making apple butter? It's for our aunt and uncle's wedding. So we have to do this. So we have to like carve it. I'm done with this one. And then I come over here.
No, it's
Go,
good.
boom. Come out. And then go to the other side. Boom. And then boom. Be careful to not cut your fingers. And then press this, pull it back, and then get another apple, stick it into this, like that, and then twist it. Keep on twisting, and then it's gonna get a little harder at the end, so you just have to keep on pushing. And then pop it off. I'm gonna set it right here. Get this guy off. Got it. This is all like the peeling. We're gonna probably feed that to our pigs, horses, and chickens and stuff. Pour that. That's it.
Leave it alone, buddy.
So we're just doing this over and over and over again. We have to make 84 jars of apple butter. That's what it's called.
Or party favors.
Yeah.
Okay, go here.
And then we need, I have to look at this. I think it's a teaspoon per, so we need 8 teaspoons. Ooh, that's a little much. That will count that as 2, 3, 4. And then we need, I should have 2 of these, but I don't. I need 8 of these. Oh no, 12 teaspoons of cinnamon. And that's all the ingredients that go in the apple butter. So basically what we're doing is this recipe calls for 3 pounds of apples, but we have about 24 pounds of apples in each thing, or maybe I'd say more like 20, but we're counting at 24. And so we're doubling the recipe 8 times. So that's how we're doing it.
So guys, we are all done peeling all the apples. We got 2 roasters, one right here, one over there, and then 2
Crock pots.
Crock pots.
Got one here and then one sitting over there.
Way
over there.
And so they have to sit in for a full day. Wait, they have to do what?
They're sitting overnight.
Yeah, sitting overnight for at least 12 to 15 hours. And
So we're having some friends over right now. We'll probably just let them sit all the way until morning.
this is what they look like. They look like that in every single one of them. They're really good. So we will get back to you guys in the morning. It will be about 1 second for you guys, but about a couple hours for us. So bye guys.
So tonight, Hemingway and I are going to start making peach butter. And so it takes about 10 hours in the crock pot, plus more time for it to be canned and sanitizing our jars and cleaning our jars. And so first things first, we're gonna start cleaning those jars, right, Hem?
Yes.
All right, here we go.
Wait, is it plugged?
It's all plugged. Load them up in there.
Apart.
Can you untwist it? Other way. Okay, so we've got our jars clean, and now we are moving forward with our peaches. So I saw on Jill Winger, the Prairie Homestead, that you don't actually have to peel all of your peaches. You can just half them and put them in your blender. I have my Ninja over here, and then whisk them just a little bit until they get to a consistency about like this. And then all of the peels and all that can just be left on. So I'm going to hand the phone to Hemingway, and he'll hold it while I show you how I cut them in half. It's right there, buddy. Okay, can you hold it right there? So I just cut a peach in half, pull it apart. One part comes out like this, the other part has the pit. Pull the pit out. And then I'll switch it over, and Hemingway will show you what he does with them. So I'll put about 4 peaches in there, and then we will blend them up and pour them in.
Back, and it is the next day, and right now we're canning all the apple butter. So we have our food processors right here. We got 2 of them. So before we're putting the apple butter in, we're sanitizing the jars. So these are a bunch of them to be dry. We've already canned quite a bit of them. But these ones, they're sealed, right? They're done. These ones are done. They're all sealed, and they have the apple butter inside. And my aunt is gonna grab them all out right now. That's what they look like when they're sealed. Well, you already seen it. Now, basically, we just take them off and set them on the towels. So, how we're gonna do this? These ones are sanitized. These lids are sanitized too, so we don't want to touch them. Whoa. Now I'm gonna sticking, so we're gonna try to grab one out. Just grab one, bring it over, and lay it on top. Oh yeah, so actually, we're gonna take this off first. Before we do that, you wanna take this napkin, you wanna just go around the edges and just kinda clean off the edges so they're nice and clean. Okay. Now we're going to take this again, put it on top. Then, stick that back. Then you want to take one of these and screw it on, but don't screw it on too tight. Alright, that's good. So now we're going to set them on the tray, and then we'll throw them in the sealing hot thing. So we're going to do a bunch more of those, and then we'll show you them all when they're done.
Okay, so now it's the morning, and I'm all by myself here because my little buddy's still sleeping. But I thought I'd show you what the next step is. So this peach butter has been cooking for 10 hours on warm for 12 minutes. I'm behind schedule. But it now looks like this. And so it has been on low up until now, but now I'm gonna put 1 cup, it's a half cup per recipe, so since I doubled it, I'm doing 1 cup of tapioca in, and then I'll stir that in, turn this on high for an hour, mixing occasionally. And little side note, it called for instant tapioca, which I've done on my last recipes, but I didn't have any. So I soaked tapioca beads all night, and we're gonna see how the other stuff works. I might be mashing it up quite a bit later, but we'll check it out. So anyway, I'm gonna pour these guys in here. looks gross right now, but you know, just go with it. We'll stir that in, and I'll be stirring for the next hour or so. So we now are 2.5 hours in the process of having this on high, and I can tell you that it is vital to use instant tapioca rather than tapioca pearls, because it hasn't really thickened up easy, and now there's kind of the tapioca balls left in there. But I did put a little more in and blended it up in my Ninja first, and it seems to have thickened it up a bit now, and it's a little more of a peach butter consistency. So Hemingway, what are you doing now?
We're mashing it up.
And why are we mashing it?
To get all the big chunks out.
Yep, so Hemingway's mashing it up in case there's any big chunks left that we didn't get blended up in the first place. So once this is all done, we're going to put it in jars and put it in the water bath and get them all canned. Alright, so now that our peach butter is about to the consistency we're going to get it to, I would have liked it to get a little thicker and more of a butter than a peach sauce, and like applesauce, but anyway, so I have 1 ladle full fills up our little tiny jars that my brother and soon-to-be sister-in-law are going to give away at their wedding. So they're their little wedding favors. So 1 scoop I'm going to pour in. And then Hemingway is going to screw the lid on. And Hemingway, what do you know about doing that?
We don't screw the lid on. We screw the lid on tight, but not that tight.
Alright, now do your part there, bud. And then into the water bath it'll go. Okay, so we've got the peach butter put in the jars. Tap the edges with a wooden spoon to get the air bubbles out, and then Hemingway put the lids on them, right?
Yes.
Alright, so now they're going into the water bath. And since I don't can much, I don't have an actual canning jar. So I just use this giant pot here. And then I put a towel in there, which I will lay the jars on top of that so they don't bounce around and make a racket.
Yes.
Okay, so into the water bath they go with my fancy grilling tongs. And then I set them in there for 10 minutes. And then we will pull them out after that. Sound good, bud? Should we start the timer?
Yes.
Okay, so our 10 minutes is up. So I'm going in once again with my fancy grilling tongs and picking up the jars out of the bath. And then once they are cooled or through the cooling process, all of the air should be sucked out and there should be no give in the lid on the jar. So if there is give, then you probably don't want to leave them out or unrefrigerated and need to use them in the next couple weeks or so. But we'll check these. It takes a minute until they're almost, or a bit till they're almost cooled off to see if the seal is good on the jars. So anyway, here is my product of jars. So we are going to be all ready to go for the wedding. We just have to put decorations on them and then we'll be set.